Alphonse Gabriel Capone, widely known as Al Capone, is one of the most infamous figures in the annals of American history. Born in Brooklyn, New York in 1899, Capone grew up to become the archetype of a ruthless yet charismatic crime lord, leading the Chicago outfit during the Prohibition era. Today, we delve into some lesser-known facts about this notorious gangster that might surprise you. To begin with, Al Capone's journey into the world of crime was neither abrupt nor unforeseen. After all, he was a product of the hard-knock streets of Brooklyn, where he traded school for street smarts early on. But did you know that Capone's initial foray into the crime world wasn't through the notorious bootlegging operations he's famous for? In fact, Capone got his first big break in crime thanks to his proficiency in book smarts rather than street brawls. Hired by none other than gangster Frank Yale, Capone began his criminal career managing a Brooklyn nightclub. It was during this time that he acquired his ominous nickname Scarface, following a brawl that left his face permanently marked. Interestingly, Capone's gangster persona belied a rather unexpected side, his penchant for philanthropy. Despite his violent reputation, Capone was known in some circles as a modern-day Robin Hood. During the Great Depression, he opened one of the first-ever soup kitchens in Chicago, feeding thousands of hungry people. Perhaps it was a calculated move to endear himself to the public, or maybe it reflected a more complex aspect of his personality. Either way, the soup kitchen remains an enduring part of his complicated legacy. Another intriguing aspect of Capone's life is how he ultimately ended up incarcerated. For a man with his record, you'd expect a dramatic downfall involving gang wars or a high-profile crime scandal. However, Capone was eventually brought down by the humble yet formidable force of tax evasion charges. In 1931, he was sentenced to 11 years in federal prison, proving that even the most powerful mob bosses couldn't escape the meticulous scrutiny of tax law. Once inside, Capone's experience at Alcatraz differs dramatically from the public's perception of a criminal's life behind bars. The notorious mobster's health began to decline as he spent his years in isolation, plagued by the effects of untreated syphilis. Reports suggest that by the time of his release, Capone's mental faculties had significantly deteriorated. The once feared gangster spent his final years in a much more subdued reality, residing quietly in Florida until his death in 1947. In exploring the life of Al Capone, we uncover a complex tapestry woven with contradictions of a man who has inspired equal parts horror and intrigue. From his obscure beginnings in Brooklyn to his reign in Chicago, each chapter of his life holds unexpected details that continue to capture public fascination. Through an amalgam of ferocity and philanthropy, crime and punishment, Al Capone's legacy offers a compelling study of one of the 20th century's most enigmatic figures. As we reflect on these lesser-known facts about Capone, we are reminded of the intricate layers that compose history's most iconic characters.